Welcome back to Broncos and Parts Garage. My name's Chris. If you're new to the channel, please stick around to the end. You'll see additional links for content we've already created and uploaded. I've got a lot of requests for a door panel rebuild or refurbishment or makeover. We're gonna do that today. We've got 5 things we're gonna cover. I called my friends over at Jeff's Bronco Graveyard and they sent us out some nice parts to rebuild this door panel. The first thing we're gonna do is clean this carpet. We use this chemical called Blue Magic. It works fantastic on fabric. I'll put links in the video description for this and all the components we're gonna use here today. So we're gonna clean the carpet, then we're gonna clean the door body. We're gonna clean out this courtesy light cavity. The previous owner had busted his lens latch and put some hot melt glue on it, I guess. We've got some replacements from Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. Again, links for all this in the video description below. We've got the armrest here, and as you guys know, over time, these get flattened out, they get brown, they get smooth, they yellow over time. Again, Jeff's came up with a replacement armrest. We're gonna remove this one and put this in without destroying the back of your door panel, without tearing up the felt insulation. We're really excited about this. It's a little bit harder durometer vinyl, but it's not gonna get squished, it's not gonna get discolored, and it does have the texture in there, so we're gonna put that in. Next, we're gonna work on the switch bezel. Common on these old trucks, these break. So the switch bezel mounting point break. So what we're gonna do is use this repair bracket. We're gonna show you how to install this. That will allow your switch bezel to snap back on like you see here and screw down. So we're gonna set that aside. Once we have that done, we're gonna take the switch and the switch bezel. We're gonna take this apart and we're gonna show you how to replace the lock, unlock, and your window up and down buttons. We've also sourced those from Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. And last, we're gonna replace the door felt. Now I've made a video doing this before, and again, I'll put links in the video description. I'll put a link to remove the door panel as well, right here. But we're gonna show you an alternative way. Instead of clipping these on, we rivet these on. So let's get some tools and get started. All right, so real quick, before we start cleaning, I kind of want to show you how dirty and dusty this door panel is. So we're gonna get some mild detergent. I just use dish soap and water and gently scrub this. You don't want to use degreaser or a scrub brush because you will mar up the surface, this perforated vinyl or perforated leather. You don't want to wreck the door panel. So let's get to that right now. Okay, we've got the body clean. As you can see, I just used some dish soap and some water. If you use harsh chemicals, you will actually stain this plastic or vinyl. Someone had in the past right here. You don't want to bleach or fade all this perforated vinyl or leather out. I didn't really focus on the armrest because we're removing it. But these fine brushes, where's that brush I was using, Jeff? These fine brushes I have here, again, I'll put a link on Amazon. They come in like 3 packs or 6 packs. They're fantastic. They don't do a lot of damage. They won't mar anything up. We looked at this one and you can tell there's some slight fading and discoloring. I've never done it, but we're gonna try it in the future. But a lot of guys will put the vinyl dye and they'll re-dye this the opal gray. We're not gonna do it this time because this isn't too bad. But yeah, you can always do that. The next thing we're gonna do right now is spray this carpet, okay? And again, I use this Blue Magic. It's really good. I'll put links in the video description. It takes stains out. I've made other videos. If you wanna see a funny video of an outtake of my son and I cleaning a bench, you can click this link right here and you'll be able to watch that video too. But right now, we'll spray this on. We're gonna spray it on liberally. This stuff isn't that expensive. That's probably overkill, but we want to make this look good. So we're gonna let this sit for a minute or two, then we're gonna wipe it off. Okay, we've let the cleaner soak for a few minutes. You can see there's some dark spots throughout the carpet. We're gonna wipe this off now and see how it looks. And you can see the dirt coming off on the towel. This chemical works really well. It doesn't lift the adhesive that's holding the carpet down. And while you're doing this, you're also kind of fluffing the carpet back up. I don't know if you can tell a difference right now. I should have done a before and after, but that looks brand new, except for the pilling just from wear. Let me get over here. And you can see the stain there, there's one there. Hopefully this will take this stuff out and not make me look like a liar. You can see the kind of debris and dirt that's coming off. I've used this on all the trucks that I have, on floor mats. Yeah. And we can use it as a spot cleaner around the house. Now I sound like an infomercial, right? So, see, are there any other stains there? I can't see, Jeff.
Very little, right there.
Where? Put your finger on?
Right there.
All right. You gone?
Yeah.
All right. As you can see, this stuff works really well. The only thing I really haven't done is wiped the inside of this vent here, and you'll want to do this. There's a screen behind that, like a mesh, so you don't want to go crazy and poke that out through the back side. And I'll probably speed up this video too, but you want to wipe out each one of these. Okay, we've got the door panel cleaned up. As you can see, the carpet cleaned up really well. I still see some dirt inside this pocket, so we'll have to hit that in a bit. Again, we don't have to worry about the fading or the discoloration armrest. We're replacing that. Might have to go a little bit more up here, but as you can see, it's got to look at least 80% better than when we started. There's no stains on the carpet. The body's clean, the top's clean. The perforated vinyl you see here is clean. Overall, it looks nice. Next thing we're gonna do is pop the new lens in, and then we're gonna work on the switch bezel repair bracket. All right, we've got the door cleaned up. We've got the carpet looking really nice. I'm really happy so far. The next thing we're gonna do is put in the courtesy light lens. We called our friends over at Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. We've got a right and left side in one pack. It's just a matter of grabbing your clip, lining it up in here, and make sure you got the correct one. They look similar, but they are different. They're not universal left or right side. Line up your tabs, line up the side of the part, and it's just a matter of pressing that in and click it into place. It's that simple. It really looks nice. You can always clean up the old one. This one was kind of dirty, and the previous owner had, again, busted it and put some hot melt or some glue on there. Usually they're stained from tobacco or cigarettes. We're gonna throw this one away. All right, moving on. Let's get to the armrest. Okay, now we're gonna do the armrest. Again, I've got these at Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. It's a fantastic reproduction part. It's solid vinyl. It has a little bit of give to it, but you're not gonna squish this armrest up. I think it's gonna last a lot longer than the factory one did. So let's flip this door panel over, and I'm gonna show you how to replace this without tearing apart the batting on the back side of the insulation. Let's get started. Okay, there's about 6 screws that hold the armrest on, and they're in pairs. So the first 2 we're gonna do over here, we're just gonna push this batting to the side. You're gonna use a number 2 Phillips screw, or you can use a 6mm socket. We're using the screw gun right now. So we're gonna take these screws, we're gonna set these aside. And now we're gonna have to cut a hole right here to get the final screw out. We're just gonna put a little X here, pull that back. You don't wanna damage this stuff. If you do tear it up, it's just a matter of gluing it back down. There's the screw head right there. Oh, we're winding that thread up in that. Let me pull that up a little bit. Okay, I've got all 6 screws out. Let's get that armrest off. Okay, and as you can see, it plopped right off. We're gonna wipe this down right now. Hand me that rag. We're gonna wipe this down right now. And I'm gonna test fit the other armrest real quick. Okay, we've got the armrest bed cleaned up. Let's go ahead and test fit this. And we'll lay this down. And now we're gonna run those screws back in and take a look. We're gonna screw the armrest in. You wanna make sure that you apply pressure to the armrest to hold it in position when you run the screws back in. I'm gonna set these screws right here, and we'll start over in this corner. Make sure you don't get the felt padding twisted up in the screw. And I'm gonna squeeze this in here. I'm gonna run that one in. Now we're gonna take our time and run all 6 of these in. Start back here. Josh, get ready to back the camera up. Stand this up and we'll take a look and see how it looks. We've got the armrest installed. I think it looks fantastic. I like the color. What do you think about the color, Josh?
Matches well.
All right, looks good. It follows the contour nicely. It does have a little bit of an overhang over the door body here, but guys, that's to be expected. This is an aftermarket reproduction part. There are variations in all this stuff, but you've got a firm grip. You've got your texture back, your color. It looks fantastic. So far this door panel, we've cleaned it. We've replaced the broken reflector. We've replaced the armrest, which looks great. The next thing we're gonna do is install the switch bezel repair kit. As you can see, this one's busted. The clip's busted and the screw boss is busted. Let me see that. This is the steel bracket we got from Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. We're gonna be installing that and we're gonna give you a step-by-step. It's gonna be a little bit harder to film that because we gotta get behind and do it, but we'll do our best to actually to convey all that information to you to make it easy as possible for yourself. Then we'll move on to the door felt when we're done. Let's get started. Okay, Josh is with me right now. He's gonna be doing the test fitting. What we're gonna do is take the bracket, we're gonna test fit it, we're gonna see what needs to be ground away. You are gonna have to remove some plastic. You can use a Dremel tool. We're using a pneumatic die grinder with a carbide bit, which is overkill for plastic, but it'll just get the job done really quick. So I'm gonna get behind the camera, tilt it forward, and Josh is gonna test fit this, and then he's gonna kind of explain to you what we're taking off. You want to do it a little bit at a time, but we know how much to take off to make it fit. But again, don't go overkill. You don't want to wreck your the leather here, the vinyl, and you don't want to take away too much material. So go ahead, Josh. Let's. There we go.
So on this one, there's a little slot here. You can just slide right through here. And now if you maneuver it just right, you can actually pop it in without having to remove anything initially. Now, the part we're gonna have to trim is actually where the switch bezel fastens to this metal bracket because there's a lot of leftover broken plastic there. So, just like that, this is in, but now we gotta flip it over to get a better look at the other side. Get an idea of what we're cutting away. Now, let me come around the side so you can see a little bit better. And you kinda wanna hold this up because it's gonna flop down on you. But you can see here, this plastic right here, we gotta grind away. And then up here, just a little bit, just so this comes up just a tiny bit so it fits all better in the end.
All right, so that's the new metal. That's the old part of the old screw boss. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that so this can move forward. So we're going to do that. We'll probably do that off camera, but either way, we'll show you what we're doing. Well, that's a lot of trust, letting him diagram by my fingers. Go ahead.
I gotta hit over here. It's gonna be a little awkward just because we gotta watch this.
Josh has basically hollowed out that cavity right there where the 2 bosses were for the clip and the screw. Now we're gonna refit this and see if it lines up. Go ahead, Josh. Okay, so that's basically where we'd be bolting them in, right? Up higher.
Right there's as high as it like to go.
Hold that right there with your finger.
Yep.
And we're gonna test fit it. We're gonna test fit it with a spare piece of trim we have here. Is that locking down? Is it clipping?
That's super strong.
Is there a spring on that one? Yeah. All right, so if you have to, guys, you can actually bend this and tweak that up a little bit.
I also feel the metal creeping down on me. It'll be much better when it's bolted in.
Okay, but you think that'll catch?
I think so.
I think it's got to go forward a little bit.
Feels the line.
Like right there. That would be ideal. There. Yeah, see, it's still a little loose. So
See what we can do on the back side.
I think you need to move a little bit right here. I think that's keeping you from going up higher. That little nub right there.
Correct. Okay. We'll hit a little bit.
Zing some of that. You might have a
big angle like that and
okay.
hit
Yep.
it.
So what we've got to do is test fit it. We're going to grind a little bit more of the plastic out, and then we'll test fit it again. All right, let's run a test fit on that again. Go ahead and stuff that in there.
See where we're working
with. Is that up high enough?
As high as it wants to go.
Okay. We've done the second round of grinding. We're gonna test fit this piece. Here, lay that down, Josh. We've got, I want the camera to see this. We've got the screw boss here. We've got the tab for the slot right here. And we'll just test fit that right now. That goes in and snaps in. That's perfect. So what we need to do now is obviously drill and bolt this. I'm gonna pop this off. Go ahead and remove this, Josh. Go ahead and pull that out. And we need to put the, here, grab that, the J-hook. When you put your trim on, of course, you screw it down. So right now we're gonna put the extruded J-clip, and that goes on this. So we're gonna put that on there. That way the screw has something to thread into. So right now we're gonna stand this back up, get it positioned. We're gonna mark the holes with a marker. We're gonna drill a hole through it and get it bolted into place. All right, we're putting the bracket back in for the drilling. We're just gonna use the bracket as the template. We're not gonna use a marker, but we're gonna get this right where we wanted it. You got yours where you want it, Josh?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and drill through. Oh, that moved down a little bit. All right, now I'll do mine. I'll hold that one. You wanna give me the nut? Does the washer on the outside or no?
These will hold it so we can thread it here. You don't need a nut in the back side ideally.
All right. That's good. All right, let's lay this down now. Tuck that back in. You could always use some contact cement to re-glue that down. We're not going to for the intents of this video. Again, you can buy these from Just Bronco Graveyard, the bezels. I sell them used, they sell them brand new. Pop that down. You want to make sure that you tuck all that leather back down in there. Run that screw down, Josh. Perfect.
There you go.
And there you go. Here, tilt that camera back up. Yep. Okay, we've got the bezel back in place. Again, take your time doing this. Grind a little bit, measure, grind, test fit. You may not need to grind anything, but more than likely you will. You can use a Dremel. Again, I'll put links in the video description for the tools that we use. Even the die grinders, that's a DEWALT unit. We get those on Amazon. I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the armrest. Now let's get the felts put on. All right, welcome back. I'm the headless door panel repairman now. Now we want to get you the best angle possible. Guys, we're not a channel where we just snap our fingers and it's done. We show you the detail, we show you the trials and tribulations, and we're not afraid to do that. Putting the door felts on. I've made a video like this in the past. Again, I can put a link on how to remove the door panel in the video description. Right now, you've seen I've got a new door felt. I've got 2 pairs of vice grips holding it in place. You want to make sure the clips go in the little pockets on your door panel. Now, a lot of times those are broken and these just fall right off. That's why we rivet them now. If this plastic trim right here is busted, you could always just, the segments that are missing, get an old hacksaw blade, cut it to size and pop rivet into place to replace this right here, what I'm talking about. This goes from here to here. Ours is intact. Everything's intact, but the clips just don't grab like they should. So what we're gonna do is drill 3 holes, and then we're gonna pop rivet them in place. I'll put links for the pop rivets, for the drill bits, everything. We use Montana drill bits, a great company. They've stayed sharp for what, 2 or 3 years now. So let's get started right now. All right. And again, you want to clean all this debris out of here. And I'm only going to do 3 holes, like I said. All right, set the drill to the side. Get the pop rivet gun. And it's okay if you make these holes a little bit bigger than the pop rivets are. It's not going to hurt anything. Set this to the side. Take our vice grips off. And now, as you can see, I'm gonna stand this up, knock some of this off. I'll turn this around, Josh, you can adjust the camera. And you can see we've got the door felt put back on. It's in position. It looks good. All right, thanks for sticking around this long. Again, this is a good time for me to plug. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this content. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out thus far. We've got the carpet clean, we've got the reflector in, we've got a new armrest, we've got the bezel repair kit, and we've got a new felt put on, and we cleaned the door panel up. It looks fantastic. It's probably gonna go in that F-250 behind me. You guys probably can't see that. There is one other thing, okay? Jeff's also sells a premium mounting kit. It's a door panel clip kit. Inside here will be all the Christmas trees that you need to put in the door panel itself. I think there's 7 of them. You'll slide these black clips in here. This also comes with all of the screws, or excuse me, hardware, to screw your door panel back in right here, here, and all the other mounting points to screw it back in. It comes in this kit. Again, we'll put links. Again, these guys have thought of everything, especially when it comes to hardware. These screws are usually rusty, if you can even get them out. And over time, people tend to reuse those Christmas tree push pins. Never reuse them. They're inexpensive enough. Take them out each time, throw them away, put new ones in. The last thing we want to do right now is show you guys how to change out the window up and down switch and the power lock switch. I'm not going to need this door panel for it. We have another switch assembly. We're going to show you how to change out the button on the button pads. We'll do that right now. All right, guys, the last component to our door panel refurbish video is replacing the actual switches in our switch pad. Right now, I've got the bezel and I've got one with a pigtail. It's been removed from a different truck. First thing you want to do is grab your screw gun. You got 3 Phillips screws, they're number 2. Make sure your gun isn't set for tighten, because if you tighten these a little too much, you will crack this plastic. You'll either have to call me for a used one, or you'll call Jeff's Bronco Graveyard for a brand new one. Okay, they sell both sides, driver and passenger side, as well as the unit with the power mirrors. So we'll set that aside. So just take your time, or use just a regular screwdriver. So we're gonna back these out. I feel really comfortable doing this because I've probably done it 1,000 times. So we'll set that out. We'll take the bezel. It'd be a good time to clean the inside of the bezel. This one's been cleaned up. We're gonna set it right here. It's also a good time to check your clips. There's these little clips, the springs get flattened out sometimes. You can actually get a screwdriver, just pry them up a little bit. I do sell these used, so hit me up. My contact information will be in the video description. Let's set that aside. Okay, we've got the switch plate. What we want to do now is remove these switches. They're just held in with pins, so it's just a matter of grasping the plate, giving it a little bit of a wiggle, right? You can see here, and it comes out. We're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna grab the part from Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. This is our new window up and down switch. And it's just a matter of lining up this pin where the old one lined up. And you can see there's not a lot of corrosion in here. You shouldn't have that much corrosion. If you do, just wipe it down with a 3M pad. Just a matter of getting that lined up. See if I can get this right here right. Pushing that down into place. And now you've got your window up and down switch installed. It looks nice. Remember, the old one was slightly faded. Next thing we're gonna do is the lock and unlock button. Again, the same concept, just grab and pull. That one came out easier. There's a little bit of corrosion under there. I don't see any corrosion on the pins. So we'll set that aside. And again, I got these at Jeff's Bronco Graveyard. Links in the description. I can't emphasize that enough because a lot of people say, hey, where can I order these parts? And I always say, that's where you get them. And this one is a matter of pressing it back in like you see there. We'll grab the bezel, put that back into place. You can see up, down, window up, down, lock, and unlock. And when you put these screws back in, you might want to do these by hand. Again, I've got some experience, but you'll split these. You can actually see that one kind of turn white, swelling up a little bit. So we'll go here and go real easy. And you'll be doing this on your truck because this will still be connected to your door body harness. So there you go. We've got the switches put in. We've got the bezel reattached to the switch plate. If this is dangling out of your truck right now, you just got to clip this into your door panel repair bracket, screw it down, and you're all set. Stick around for one more second. Okay, guys, we're all done with the door panel restoration. I think it looks fantastic. We've got the new armrest, we've got the switch bezel, we've got the carpet cleaned, we've got the felts put on. All of this stuff, except for the carpet cleaner, you can get at Just Bronco Graveyard. And we want to give them a shout out for supplying us with the parts to make this video, as well as some cool t-shirts. You can actually get these patriotic Bronco t-shirts at Just Bronco Graveyard. It's just a little chilly in the shop. We have to turn the heater off when we run, otherwise it's too loud. Josh, do you have anything to add on the installation of the repair bracket?
The only thing I'd like to mention is when you put this repair bracket in, if you take the same route that we do with the die grinder, just take your time, be real careful, don't take too much off. And during that process, you want to wear safety glasses, obviously. Also, you might need to grind a little bit off, test fit, grind a little bit off, and test fit again until you find a perfect fit like we did.
Yeah, don't just go gung-ho and start carving stuff up. Otherwise, you'll have to call me and buy a used door panel off me. But like Josh said, take your time, do a little bit at a time. It's not a race, but we're gonna get to the finish line together. Watch the video. You might even wanna watch this a few times before you start the project. But other than that, we're all set, and we'll see you next time.